Your number's wrong. Billy Bob, Billy Boy, this morning we're talking about pulling your property off the market or pushing on with your campaign. If you haven't sold your property and you're at that crossroads of where do I go now, we're going to give you some brilliant ideas. Stay tuned.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. You asked me where am I this morning, and you actually thought it was the Coliseum. That is wrong. I am on the balcony, looking up to the balcony of, Romeo, Juliet, the push and pull.
That's not the original balcony behind you. It's just a balcony.
No, this is what Google says the balcony look like.
Really? So that's the original Romeo and Juliet balcony?
As far as Google's concerned, it is.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. But
there
yeah, it's kind of it's a visual for this morning's topic, because the push and pull between husband and wife sometimes, or, family members, whether to sell the property at the moment is, it's a big debate.
Yeah, so look, certainly people have got their properties on the market at the moment. In our core area, there's 680 properties that are sitting on the market, down from normally around 800. Look, about 800 is a lot in our area, 850. 1,000 that we've experienced, 1,000 on the market at times, and getting down to that sort of 500 is really low for stock on market on the North Beaches. So we're sitting at probably below average amount of properties on the market. But the duration that these properties are staying on the market used to be about the 12-day mark. That was the average time properties were sitting on the market.
Yes.
If you go out to all the different price ranges and take an average now, the days on market is sitting more like 50 days. I have seen days on market get to 120 days. Through the global financial crisis. So the fact is they're staying on the market for longer. What do you reckon?
Yep, sounds about right. And so it comes back to price, product, and promotion when you're looking to get that dream price. We're going to take a couple of different spins on this morning, but basically it gets to the point where your vendor's fatigued. They kind of lost hope in the first, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And after that, they're thinking, maybe we're not going to get the dream price. Do we just pull it from the market? And so we had 3 conversations yesterday with people, that I had this exact thought process. We're not getting the price we kind of need to make this work. Do we pull it from the market? And there's 2 ways you can look at it, because you're definitely not going to find your buyer by pulling it off the market. That's 100% given. If your agent's happy to roll with it and, still making an effort, and it's not, an inconvenience to you, maybe it's the tenants or something like that, then, why wouldn't you roll on?
Well, it's a huge inconvenience, I guess, as a seller, particularly if it's your family home. It's being shown you've got open for inspections 2 or 3 times a week. You've got, but the thing is, you got to consider this. People have spent sometimes 2,000 on marketing, 5,000 on marketing, 10,000 on marketing of the property to have a full swing at it. And generally, like you said, the areas where it's gone wrong, the price, product, promotion. If we talk about price, this is where people most often come undone. If it's been a fantastic agent and a fantastic campaign, and the price just isn't there, people often don't translate that price across to their purchase. So they have the dream price that they wanted or that they could have gotten last year, and they go, well, if that's not going to be paid, I'm just not going to do a deal. But if you're selling a property at the moment, what you've got to realise is that it's actually relative. So it's relative to buying your next property as well. So if your property is selling for less than 5% or let's just 5% or less of what it was sold last year, Your
Yeah.
buying property is going to be selling for 5% less of what it was last year, generally. So, but some people aren't translating that across to their purchase now. So they're happy to, where they're buying to take a hit, but they're not happy that the property they're selling to take a hit.
Yep, absolutely. That's price. Product, obviously the property itself, we see so many, really great campaigns. The property looks amazing, but yeah, as you said, after two or 3 weeks, opening the property constantly, private appointments, if you've got a tenant in there, it's even more difficult. Sometimes I think people lose sight of where they're going and kind of just get bogged down a little bit with the inconvenience of having to be out the family home, Saturdays, Wednesdays. It's pretty, it's a big investment of time as well as money.
And also I think there's an opportunity there for, Luke's just made a comment about days on market. Often those properties that are on the market are suffering from a stigma. And owners do feel like they can escape that stigma by removing the property from the market and maybe putting it on the market 3-4 months later as a fresh new property. But I'm going to say, if you're ramping up the same campaign with the same property with the same price, what's changed? And by outsmarting or out tricking the market by saying, here it is, it's fresh, it's new, it's still the same thing rewrapped inside. So I think you've got to have a good, strong, long, hard think about selling at the moment. Maybe, Billy, do you reckon people should be more accepting about longer days on market, or they should just be doing the business within 14 days?
It's funny. So I think buyers, it doesn't matter what market you're in, they're always like, they've seen the property on the market for a while, and that's, every buyer's got a different perception of what a while is. Maybe it's more than 2 weeks, maybe it's more than 4 weeks. But they always say, oh, we've seen the property on the market for a while. Is there anything wrong with it? And it's like, no, nothing wrong with the property. Vendors, I think, definitely it's a normal state of the market at the moment to be on, for a little bit longer. But in saying that, Luke's made a good point there. Be patient. I think it's just as much, important to realize when you've got the right buyer, it's definitely time to move quickly. And that might come in the first week. So, we've seen that happen as well.
And I think it's such a setup, to set your property up, to interview agents, to all get the whole campaign ramped up, set up, to get on the market, to get people through, to stage your home, to get a contract ready with the solicitor. It's such an enormous setup that I think if you're already in that position and ready to go, to retake that position at a later point, a bit hard. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You're already there, you're already poised, you're ready to go. Aside from that, you're mentally checked out. So
yeah, it's emotional.
I think and that's the hard thing to come to terms with. I think, like, I know with our house, when that for sale board went up, I was really, really happy, but it really, really hurt when that board went up. And I think you distance yourself from your house a little bit. So when people are selling, they actually do take that distance, or they do sort of start to pull out of love of the house. And then if it's unsold and you decide to pull it off the market, stay there, it's a rare thing. It's more often than not, you just want the deal done and you want to move on to the next thing because you're checked out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like a breakup. Next point, promotion. Next point is promotion.
What do you mean it's like a breakup?
No, we're on
you can't go back the second time.
Yeah, no second time, hey? No second time.
Yeah, it's another word for that. Another saying for that. So checking out. So our advice from this morning is, if you can't get your dream price, really have a good, long, hard think about that the asset that you're in and the reason you're actually calculated the sale and you've gotten the sale. If that hasn't changed that reason, you really should push on. Not particularly with the same agent, because you want to make sure price, product, and promotion are all the same. If your agent's absolutely nailed it with the marketing of the property, everything has been incredible. Plenty of people through, happy, positive, not worn down because it's been on the market for a long time. But when you're showing a property for the first time to when you're showing a property that 200th time, you got to make sure the enthusiasms are still high. Have a good long hard think about that move you're going to make. And I've been talking about a lot in this marketplace. It's all about the changeover. I think you may find, even though you're not getting that money that you're thinking about for your place, that the changeover is the same, or you are actually better off. So change over dollars from when you're getting out to getting in to that next property there. Have a really good long hard think about that.
That's it. I think the most important thing out of all of this is remain just in your head, why you're actually selling, and then if you can still align that reason and it's still in the same place as when you started, then you're good to go.
And I think also don't forget the unknown commodity for a lot of people in our market, being a lot of auctions and a lot of no price, is people have actually started to hide the sales price. They're hiding the sales price.
Yeah, that's
now what that means. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, some agents more than others. But there's definitely, I'd say there's an extra 30-40% of hidden prices.
It's bloody exploded. So when you are a buyer and when you are a seller doing your homework, it's harder for you to do your homework because you don't quite know what that property is sold for. If that property that you liked, that you're going to buy, sold for a lot less than you expected, that may mean that you can actually negotiate a bit more on your place, negotiate maybe even a little bit less in the selling price because of what you're moving over to. And what you should be doing, I believe, is also you do still have the ability to make an offer on purchasing a property, even if you haven't sold the property, believe it or not, because the sale can happen quicker. So I have been encouraging my owners that are on the market to actually start making offers on purchases because it's a free question, and you may be well surprised how low you're buying for, which makes that selling a little bit, makes it sort of loosens the collar up when you're selling.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's the episode.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck with your selling campaigns, and always feel free to call us. We're happy to step you through your campaign, even if you're not in all the beaches.
That's it.
Thanks, Billy Bob.
Signing out. Bye.
See you, bud. Bye-bye.